We gave up some stuff at the end that we got to clean up, and there's a lot of things that we can certainly improve upon special teams. But love this group, really proud of them, and it's going to make for a good Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you guys. I'm out of here.
Talk about how tough you guys are when the balance, passing and running, is what we saw tonight.
Yeah, I think this mic is the shits. All right? But I'll tell you, I think they've been great. Really, I think over the last 4 weeks, it's been really good stuff. Really, since the bye, if you really, I just have loved the way that this team has responded. And it's been consistent, but players are making plays. Guys are comfortable with what we're doing, and I think the coaches are doing a great job of putting them in the right spots. And so I'm really pleased with that. We've got to be able to continue to reset. We've been really in playoff mode in our mindset in regards to since the bye, based on being where we were at after the first 9 games. But we'll enjoy this one, and then we got to figure out, how to put together a complete performance against the Giants, who you guys have seen they've done a lot of really good things over this last month.
In your mind, how firmly has Puka solidified himself as that offensive rookie of the year conversation?
He's outstanding. I couldn't be more grateful for the contributions. And, what a freaking run on the jet sweep. Has a bunch of plays through the pass game. You guys have seen it week in and week out. You talk about that balance. You can't have the balance if you don't have receivers that are willing to dig out support and do some of the things that he does. You see around the league, Stroud's had a great year, but this guy is he would get my vote. And, he's really special. But the best part about him is he doesn't worry about those things. He worries about, just being a great teammate, continuing to improve his game, and sure love this team, and he's one of those guys that you really love.
What have you seen about DeMarco since the bye?
I tell you what, he's just capitalized on all of his opportunities, Sarah, and he's a guy that's just continued to work. He's a guy that's had production in this league. I thought he was huge in the beginning of the game. Made some big-time contested catches. You could see him stepping back to the football. I think he and Matthew have really established a really good rapport, and so really happy for him and really feel really good about our receiving group and the way that they complement each other's skill sets. I think Matthew's done a great job of, being able to distribute the ball, and I think he's playing as good as he's played, Sam. It's been outstanding. His leadership, he's feeling good too. People don't understand how much he was pushing through with the thumb injury, but this guy is a stud. He elevates everybody, myself included, and he's playing outstanding, and I wouldn't want anyone else in the world leading our team than him.
You spoke about New Orleans making some plays late, but defensively you guys are really good stopping the run. Early on you had the 2 drive-ending sacks in the first 2 outings. What did you see in especially those first 3 quarters defensively on the short week?
I saw that, and I thought that was consistent with what they did against the Commanders last week. And so, here's what I'll say. I'll be interested what the league says about how they saw that last touchdown. That'll be something that we'll look at. I'm always trying to be educated. I'm not going to sit up here and criticize calls, but I do want to be able to get some clarity in regards to, all right, how did we really see that one? But I've been pleased. I think Raheem does such a great job with that group. I loved the leadership that I saw from Ernest Jones, Jordan Fuller. Aaron Donald obviously always makes his presence felt. And I think Quentin Lake really did a great job of, having a huge impact, especially with some big key and critical stops early in the game.
What kind of tone went over 1,000 for the season? He's the first since Todd Gurley, and it seems like as you guys come out of that break, out of the bye, he's been instrumental in the offense.
No doubt. We're different when he plays. You just look at it. Now there's enough inventory and the energy, the production, just the overall work ethic. There's so many guys on this team that you just say, man, they are exactly what we're looking for in Rams. I love him, and I'm really so proud of the way that he responded. And he did that last week in the game. We saw him respond in the game. You look at the amount of work that we're giving him, for him to be able to get his body turned over on a Thursday night, to have the production that he had, to play with the toughness. It's been outstanding, and there's a lot of guys that are in that mold. But Kyron Williams, so happy for him. It's just awesome to see him, get his flowers that he deserves.
What kind of tone were you trying to set with that 4th down decision at the beginning of the game?
I think we felt good about our players' ability to be able to execute. It was a great job by Matthew, being able to knife it in there to Puka, making a tight window catch. And then I didn't want you guys criticizing me for the opening drive freaking red zone shit. So now you can't ask me those questions anymore, can you? I'm just kidding.
Corbin McCarthy, Precinct Reporter Group. You mentioned Raheem not too long ago. Can you speak to the growth of the defense and the job he's done all season?
Outstanding. I think in its simplest form, when you talk about what does a great leader do, he elevates people he's around in situations he's a part of, and that's what he's done since I've been around him. And this goes back to in Tampa and Washington and in here. He has a tremendous influence on me. He's like a big brother. But these guys, people love playing for him. I mean, anytime when this guy walks in a room, you just feel his presence and magnetism. He's got an unbelievable football acumen, and so he's done such a great job, and he's getting guys to continue to reach and realize their highest potential. It's what great coaches do, and he's checking all those boxes. I love Raheem.
Couple more, guys. A huge first half. DeMarcus did. What did you see out of him?
Same thing that I've seen the last few weeks, just making plays. I think he and Matthew, I mean, their ability to work off schedule together. I mean, what a play on the third down where he ends up hitting him on the crossing route, coming into his vision when Matthew got flushed to his left. There's a real trust and there's a rapport that's being established between those two. I thought it was a great touchdown where Matthew got through a progression. DeMarcus had a good feel for the timing and rhythm and ended up having great back end line awareness. He's a swaggy dude. I mean, he just brings we got a lot of guys that are bringing some really good stuff to our team. And I just love the way that he's worked. I think it's a real credit to Eric Yarber and Jake Peets and KJ Black, the job they've done. But DeMarcus deserves a ton of credit, and I'm really happy to see him shining.
What's the message, if any, going across country, to play the Giants in another crucial game? What's kind of your message?
Same thing. I mean, we've got to do a good job of let's enjoy, this win, enjoy your families, be able to take a couple days, get your body turned over, and then when we come back on Tuesday, we're ready to work with a full focus and concentration on figuring out how we continue to take steps, Gary. This was a step in the right direction, but like I talked to you guys about last week, if we don't continue to handle our business, these are all for naught. And so, and I don't want to say all for naught, but, going towards the goal of being able to try to get yourself in position to be one of those teams that gets a chance to be able to play after the regular season. And so I've loved this journey. We're going to continue to enjoy it, but I want them to continue to do the things that they're doing. And then there's going to be a lot of things that we can clean up as well where, you talk about finishing an opponent and not allowing it to be close. It didn't need to be like that, and we can improve on that.
On that.
This one, then we got one more.
On that note, as you guys approach the postseason, I know you're thinking one game at a time, but the margins get so much slimmer, and when mistakes happen on special teams, missed kicks, is that a concern for you?
Yeah, I mean, we got to look at it. I mean, I'm always concerned with things that we can improve upon, and so we got to look at it. We got to be honest with ourselves in terms of the totality of what occurred. Jordan, there's so many moving parts on every single snap, and we're, interested in being solution-oriented. And so there's going to be some things that we can look at, we'll clean up, and then we'll figure out what that means as we move forward.
Last one, Jordan. Liz.
Sean, just the outside expectation for this team this year was not to be a playoff team. What is it about this group that is now ready to make a run?
They haven't really listened to it. They've just continued to work. I think, it's the epitome of a growth mindset, Lindsey. These guys have just continued to work. They've understand that the work works and it pays off. And you got a bunch of high-character people. You got a bunch of great leaders that demonstrate the way. I think there's nothing more powerful than modeling the way. And it's been a lot of fun. I think there's been a commitment to a lot of the values and principles that were foundationally set the right way that maybe I got away from. But it's about these players. I think the coaches have done a tremendous job, and I don't think they've really listened to that. And if anything, maybe use it as positive motivation. But, we want to be inside out. We're not worried about being outside in. Okay? Thanks, guys.
wanted to ask you about two plays at the end, Puka Nacua with the onside kick, and then also Puka on that sweep for the first down to help close that out. What'd you take from that?
Great catch on the onside kick and physical run, which was awesome. Our guys did a nice job on the edge, and then the extra player was his. He stayed up, stayed in bounds, did all the right stuff. He's a big physical runner, man, and showed it there.
Do you remember maybe a point in the game or just the game where your thumb felt better that you could make the throws you wanted to throw?
This game or?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, just kind of gradual. It definitely wasn't feeling, up to par really in that Seattle game when we first came back, but it started getting better pretty soon after that, and has continued to, progress in the right direction.
I know we ask you a lot of questions about Kyren, but he goes over 1,000. And when you look at the last 5 games, what jumps out that he's doing that helps you in the offense?
I mean, everything, right? I mean, he's doing a great job in the pass game and the run game. He's, in the last 5 games, caught screens for touchdowns. He's made big plays in the pass game. He's, ran it great. He protects, really well. So he's doing all of it. And, our guys up front are doing a great job of creating holes. Our guys on this, on the second level, our receivers and tight ends are doing a great job, blocking down the field. And then he's getting the extra yards, right? We're getting him to the corner. I think of the, first run he had last week that went for 25 or whatever it was. We get him to the corner and he does the rest, right? I mean, that could be 6 yards, but it ends up being 27 and a big play for us. So he brings great energy to our offense, great energy to our team, and obviously, a guy that can kind of do all of it, which is, rare these days.
I know you were getting ready for the game, but were you aware Shohei Ohtani was in attendance tonight watching you guys?
I saw him in the locker room after the game. I saw him actually pregame down on the sideline. Big dude. And, impressive guy. Obviously, I'm a baseball fan, and really an impressive guy, impressive player, and it's going to be fun to watch.
You guys scored, I think, 28, maybe 5 weeks in a row, at least 28 points. You feel like you're hitting your stride. Are you having fun?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to score. I think we could have 40 tonight, in my opinion. There were quite a few plays here and there that, just didn't go our way or we, didn't hit. But that's part of it. Play a defense that's going to play sticky coverage. Sometimes they're not going to hit all of them. But, I mean, there were a lot of points left out on the board, in my opinion. So a lot of room for improvement, but proud of our guys the way we came back and, finished the game there at the end, which was nice.
Matthew, when you first came here, the entire conversation was about a Super Bowl and the expectations of that. And this year, it seems like so much more is about steps of growth, one after another after another. How have you been able to stay present with this group as they've taken those steps?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking them right there with them. Each team is it's every year it's a building process, right? Sometimes you do it different than other years. This year is different than all the other years I've played, but it's fun to go to work with these guys. Fun to watch everybody come together, pull for each other, work hard. I mean, we push each other every day in practice, and then feel ultra prepared when we come out on game day. And today was no different.
What has stood out to you about what you and DeMarcus have been able to do since the bye?
I mean, he's doing a great job of getting open. I'm trying to put the ball in good spots, and he's making plays. That's what it boils down to. And he's done a heck of a job. He's a fun guy to be around. Brings great energy to our team. All the guys on the outside are making plays right now, which is makes it easy for me.
When you have like the stakes coming into this game and the young guys step up right away on both sides of the ball, what does that tell you about where you guys stand entering these last 2 games?
I mean, we've had stakes since we came back from the bye. You know what I mean? We earned the opportunity to be at this point, in my opinion. So I think we're relishing the opportunity to come out and play every single day. It goes back to how we work in practice. We push each other so that we feel ultra prepared when we come out here on game day and let it rip. But stakes, whatever that is. I mean, we've had stakes since the bye, and so just proud of the way these guys have put their head down, gone to work, trusted each other, and it's showing up.
Matthew, this is your 5th straight game with 2 or more passing touchdowns. I know that solely doesn't fall on you. Obviously, other people have to do their jobs as well. But what do you attribute that to?
Like you said, I mean, that's everybody, right? Anytime we put the ball in the end zone, whether it's through the air or on the ground, it takes everybody. Guys up front got to protect. Guys on the outside got to win. Our coaches are doing a great job of giving us answers. I felt ultra prepared going into a game on a short week that whatever they wanted to do, we were going to have answers to go after them. And today was no different. I missed quite a few still chances to put up a bunch of points and throw a bunch, but it takes everybody, man. Our guys up front are doing a hell of a job protecting. Back's doing a great job, and guys on the outside are winning.
Matthew, there was a nice video that went viral this week with you and your daughters. I was wondering if you could express what Christmas morning is like with 4 young girls.
It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. It's a really special time of year. It's a special time kind of in my life, to be honest with you, to be able to do what I get to do still, play at a high level and have them, somewhat understand what's going on, watch and cheer. Obviously, my youngest is pretty dialed in, telling me not to get hit. Smart girl. But no, it's a lot of fun. I love getting to see him before games down the sideline or whatever it is, and wave to him after we play. It's a whole lot of fun. Makes it worth it for me. Thanks.
Can you take us through that sweep at the very end? It seemed like you and the rest of the group were just determined to take matters into your own hands at that point.
I can't even tell you what down it was, but knowing that I had an opportunity, and the coaching point was to stay in bounds. We got to keep that clock rolling, and the guy put a pretty good shot on me, but I was able to keep my balance, and always shout out to Coop and D-Rob for being able to hold the edges out there so I could be able to get that first down. But that was a fun one right there, being able to get across that first down marker.
I'm curious if you saw Shohei Ohtani wearing a 17 jersey tonight.
I did, actually. It was a perfect time. I looked up to the big screen, and they were showing him on the camera, and it put a big smile on my face, seeing him rock the 17, his pull out. I thought it was cool.
Does it mean anything to you that you're being mentioned as a possible offensive rookie of the year?
I think it's cool. It's funny when my family sends it and stuff, but I guess it's not my main goal. But it's been fun to be a part of every football game that we've been playing, and since we've been able to come back from the bye. And what coach has been preaching is these games that we're playing in December that they're meaningful. The playoffs have already begun for us. So to be kind of in that playoff mindset already has been fun. It's definitely something I'm not used to. We're playing late into December, so finding ways to adjust to that. But it's been super fun.
Was it a surprise at all that the onside kick was coming to you? I mean, kind of went that way, and came back?
Yeah, 100%. That's why he juked me out with the first one, and then I kind of bobbled it too. So that in the moment, I'm like every alarm in my body and my brain is going off. Just like, please, they're getting closer and closer. Like the one thing, we're leaving the sideline. Hey, the game's gonna be won with us, and I'm like, all right, you're right, it is.
We were talking about showing here and wearing your jersey. I saw you with Lakers on Monday. It's kind of like in this town, all the championship teams, everyone's going to see it. How is it cool when an athlete goes to check out someone else doing what they do in other sport, and the greats like LeBron and you?
Yeah, I think it's super fun. I'm a huge basketball fan, especially a LeBron stan. So to go out there and see him and the Lakers play on Monday was super fun. But I think it's a huge honor, especially to have somebody. I found out he wears number 17 as well. So it's nice to have that the similarity, but also to have somebody wear your jersey is a huge honor.
We watch how decisively and how hard Kyron runs, but what does it feel like out there with him?
It makes my job so much more fun, knowing that my block is going to have an impact no matter what, whether I'm on the backside or on the front side, knowing that he's going to be able to see my block and make me right. It just makes going out there every time when I got to go hit that safety or I'm hitting a D-end or going to block the corners, I know I'm going to give every effort I can because he's going to make me right and he's going to finish falling forward as well.
Can you describe what you've seen from Matthew Stafford since the bye week?
I guess just a more focused and more locked in than which he is always. But then just the confidence that he has, it bleeds into our offense. Him and Coop, the dynamic they have, and just the leadership that those two hold in the huddle makes that confidence. I think we go out there and play with. It makes it seem very steady and calm. There's no bumps. Although there are bumps in that we experience in the game, those two make sure that we're steady and level-headed in the huddle, and that we go out there and execute when that snap is ready to go.
With 2 games left, you're within striking distance of the rookie receiving record. Could you have pictured that?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
With 2 games left, you're within striking distance of the rookie receiving record. Could you have imagined that going into this season?
Definitely not. I was thinking about how would I be able to block well enough to get on the field, and if I was going to be a special teams player, and how I was going to be able to figure that out. So it's been a long way from the beginning, from April for sure.
Since that opener,
Last one, guys. Last one.
Go ahead. Since that opener in Seattle, can you describe how you got to still this point where you have games like tonight when maybe Seattle, they weren't expecting Puka Nacua to have a game like that, but you're still having games like that?
I guess one day at a time, and I'm blessed to be around the guys that are around in this locker room, and then especially on this offensive side of the ball. They help support me and help give me confidence to go out there and do what I can, and they trust me to go out there and make the play. So it makes there is no pressure to go out there. So being able to go out there and play free and give it everything I got comes really easy.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.